I've brought some vinyl on eBay. Let's take a look. Dum 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 ba dum ba dum 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 ba dum ba dum 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 dum. Fool's Gold. Oh yes, Fool's Gold. The 12-inch, the 9.53 minute full version. I don't believe this is actually was on the debut album. I think this was just a single on its own back in its day. Yeah, well, I suppose it was just too long to get onto the debut, I suppose. But anyway, picked up the 12-inch. This cost me, I don't know, about 12 quid or something like that. Yeah, good to get that. I'm after a few more of the Stone Roses. What's that other brilliant track on the actual debut? I Want to Be Adored. That's the one. Yeah, really want to pick that one up as well if I come across it on my travels. Yeah, eBay's just great just to go to and pick up pretty much anything you want, really. I paid a bit for this. Big admirer of the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds album, and I brought an upgraded copy, and that is an Analog Productions copy of the album. Yeah, this cost me quite a bit actually, a pretty penny, as one would say. This is the 33 RPM. There is a 45 RPM version of this. Apparently the 33 sounds better. Apparently the 45 version sounds a bit too bright or something like that, and this sounds better according to audiophiles and such. Did I just swear? Sorry, mustn't say that word. Picked up a few Tom Petty and Tom Petty related bands. I never heard of this band till recently. I was watching a Tom Petty video on YouTube, and apparently they used to play in this band, and that is Dwight Tilley's band, Twilly Don't Mind. This is actually a promo. This also cost me quite a bit, as you can see the white label. Yeah, I think they were on the Shelter label, which was the same label Tom Petty started, so I can see how they are affiliated with each other. Yeah, very good Tom Petty-like sound from this band, which I like, that Southern American sound. And I also picked up a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, You're Gonna Get It. I do have a copy of this already, but this is a limited edition blue vinyl. This came out, I wouldn't say recently, but maybe in the last 10 to 15 years perhaps. Just on that lovely blue vinyl on the Reprise label. So yeah, that's cool to pick that one up. I'm picking up anything promo or coloured vinyl or something different from Tom Petty. You know, I'm sort of really sort of expanding out a bit now. This came out in 2011. I've just seen the year on the sleeve. So yeah, and you can get this at, well, reasonably priced. You know, for about 20-25 quid, something in that region. So yeah, if you're into Tom Petty and you like coloured vinyl, go for that one if you wish. This was a cheap pickup on eBay. I put in a bid and they accepted, and that is Rocky 5 soundtrack. Pretty good soundtrack actually, including Go West, One Way Street, Survivor, Burning Heart, I like that one, and James Brown, Living in America, all hits off this soundtrack. So did I say Rocky 5? Sorry, Rocky 4. Rocky 4 soundtrack. Another Tom Petty. This is a record store released. It's basically that soundtrack he did. She's the One. A bit of a rehashed version of that, maybe minus a few songs and maybe added a few bonus tracks on there. And yeah, this one here, been out for a little while now, and Angel Dream it's called. Better sleeve than that other soundtrack, and yeah, I'm glad to have that. It's not like his best work at that particular time. I think around about mid-90s I think this came out, but it's a good list. It's a good listen. So yeah, I'm glad to have this for my Tom Petty collection. I picked up this Police album, this one, and this is actually on Nautilus, I think it's called, Nautilus Recordings Super Disc. It's basically like virgin vinyl. It's really quiet. It's an excellent pressing you can get. I don't know if it's the best. It's probably not the best, but it's definitely up there for me. Sounds really good, and it also came with a this as well, which I think is like a tour pamphlet or something, whatever you want to call it. Information on there, all about the album and the Police. That was sort of added little bonus. So yeah, glad to get an upgrade for that one. Another 12-inch single, one I've been after for some time actually, and that's Urban Cookie Collective, The Key, The Secret. Yeah, I love this little club number. Came out around about 1993. I remember it as a kid. I've always liked it, and yeah, I'm glad to pick this up eventually. Pulse 8 label, UK label. So yes, glad to have that as well. A bit of jazz. I picked up this very best of Dave Brubeck. This is one I've been after for some time. This was just less than £20. So yeah, I think it's 3 LPs, 2 LPs, but yeah, really good stuff. Like a bit of jazz. Bit of a guilty pleasure, this one. Bananarama and the Greatest Hits Collection. I got this for about, I don't know, less than a tenner maybe on eBay. So yeah, I couldn't really resist really. So yeah, I picked this one up along with a Bangles one, which I'm going to show shortly. Another cheap eBay find for a few quid, which I was quite surprised, is the Best of Rainbow. I thought this is quite a nice little find on there. Just sort of came across it really, wasn't looking for it. It's it's a gatefold as well, which is cool. So yeah, basically pretty much all the hits on there. So yeah, glad to have that one. Nice little comp. Another Tom Petty. So I'm really sort of going into getting that discography completed, and that is The Last DJ. You can pay quite a bit of money for an original, but I couldn't justify that kind of spend. So I bought this, and this is about £20 to £25, I think. I think it was imported from the States, and yeah, glad to have this to help complete the collection, which I'm very, very close to doing that now. Yeah, the CD version has like a bit of a greatest hits list before you get the rest of the album, but obviously the vinyl doesn't have that. It just has the tracks actually for the album rather than the little greatest hits they added. Another Police classic album. This one doesn't need much of an introduction really. It's just a standard UK press, original press, I'm assuming. eBay find. So been after this for some time now, trying to find a decent copy. I bought one on the past on eBay, and that didn't end up getting to me. Something happened, it went missing or something. And then I came across came across this album in my local record store. I checked the vinyl and it was scratched a bit, so I sort of passed on it. So yeah, I keep coming across it and never actually getting around to actually owning it until now. So now I have a full Police discography, which isn't really too hard to do really. It's what, 4 or 5 albums, something like that. This cost a little bit. This is another Tom Petty. This is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers Greatest Hits. This actually was the first version, which came out in 1993. It had the hits Something in the Air, which isn't a particularly good song of his, cover of course, but what really sort of sold this album was the hit Mary Jane's Last Dance, which wasn't included on any of the albums at all, even after. I don't think it was put on anything. I don't think it might have been. It might have been put on Last DJ, I'm not sure now. But anyway, up to this point in 93, this is basically the only way you could have get Mary Jane's Last Dance on an album or compilation. You could pick it up on single perhaps, but album wise, yes. So yeah, and that goes for quite a bit on eBay, but I managed to get a reasonably good deal for that. So I have that Greatest Hits and like the newer version they did a few years later. So that's another little one off my list. Back to Dwight Tilley band, Sincerely. I think this was their debut. Like it a lot. Very sort of Tom Petty sounding. I believe they did work on the album. It's on the Shelter label, same as Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. A little bit unfortunate that this has got writing on it. John Boy, if you're out there, I've got your record. Yeah, glad to pick that one up as well. I'm only aware of the 2 albums. I'm not sure there's anything else out there on Dwight Tilley Band. There could well be. Picked this Randy Newman album up. Not like a big fan of Randy Newman. I mean, I like a few of his songs, like what he did with like Toy Story and that shows far my knowledge really of Randy Newman. But I know Randy Newman has quite a bit of a back catalogue. Not too familiar with his albums really, but someone was talking about this album on YouTube and mentioned that Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers were involved on it, or maybe was it just Tom Petty? So it kind of whet my curiosity a bit, and I went out there and I found it at quite a reasonable price. Oh, it was Tim over at the University of Vinyl. He's got a great channel, really intelligent guy, knows about all sorts of pressings and things, and who mixed them. And he mentioned like this is quite a bit of an audiophile find, you know, for a standard record. So yeah, thanks for that, Tim. I wouldn't have known that at all until you mentioned it on your channel. Picked up this 12-inch single. You're not going to know it, highly unlikely you're going to know it, even people from the UK. This was a band which was around in the mid-90s, didn't make an album, only made a fistful of hits, and this one called Rock and Roll Doll, and that's by J-Pack. It's not particularly very good, but I was curious to listen to it and to have it, because I have a few others singles of theirs which I like. So yeah, another Tom Petty. This one is Southern Accents. This is a promo on the Quietex 2 vinyl. Quietex 2 is a special translucent virgin vinyl. Very quiet pressing. This is also a promo, so glad to have this, and it's in pretty good condition. You don't kind of know what you're going to get with a promo, because it could have been handed around quite a few people and played quite a few times. I am a bit disappointed in the actual sleeve. I didn't realise it would be quite so rough. I don't think you can quite see on the camera, but it's all a bit sort of rough here and here. I mean, it's not bad. It's not as good as it was described. I find you do get that on eBay. Well, I know you get it from Discogs a bit, but I think eBay you get it a little bit more. That they don't quite grade these records properly, but I'm still pleased to have it. It's a promo. It's on the Quietex 2 label. Sounds fantastic. So maybe I'll get an upgrade. Just for get a nicer sleeve. Maybe in the future, or maybe I'll just get like a brand new copy of it or something. We'll see. I picked up this bit of an audiophile classic, Asia, Steely Dan. It's a very early US pressing. It is AA1006. I think the one to pick up is AB1006, but I'm guessing maybe this just came out a little bit before it. Another one I got to know about from the University of Vinyl channel, but yeah, does sound good still. Very good. Highly recommend this. It does sound really good for a standard record. I don't know what they did, but my god, does it sound good. So yeah, glad to pick that up. Finally, picked up this Japanese press of Men at Work, Cargo. Heard a few tracks off this, not heard the whole album, but I love the song It's a Mistake. I think that's a fantastic track. So yeah, glad to pick this up. Japanese press. Picked it up for about £10, I think, roughly on eBay. I don't think anybody else bidded on it. It was an auction, and sometimes you can just get lucky and records just get unnoticed. So yeah, very cool. Master sound. Yeah, does sound good. So yeah, glad to have that. Should really pick up their other album as well. Picked up this Asia Alpha. That too is also on the Quietex 2 pressing. It's got like a slight translucent look to the records if you hold them up to light, and does sound really, really good. It's also a promo as well, so yeah, sort of a find on eBay, sort of come across it. I was looking at Quietex 2 albums, and this was one of them, which was sort of in the UK, and so yeah, glad to pick up another Quietex 2 pressing. The Bangles, picked up the Bangles Greatest Hits. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. It's a guilty pleasure. Yeah, I do like the song Manic Monday. I think it's a brilliant song of theirs, and yeah, there's some other good hits of theirs on there as well. So yes, the Bangles Greatest Hits. And finally, I picked up this box set for £40 on eBay. Wasn't really after it, but then came across some auctions, and I thought that was quite, reasonably priced. I put a bid in and I won, and I picked up John Lennon, Give Me Some Truth. I believe these are remixes of his library, his songs. I've not actually heard it yet. It's still sealed. Will I actually open it up and give it a listen? I'm not sure. Yeah, I kind of like this one sealed, to be honest with you. But we'll see. Maybe I will do. I do have a lot of other John Lennon albums I could listen to, but I've not actually heard the remix. I might just get the CD copy of that later on and listen to that before I decide to tear the shrink off that one. And that's basically it, really. Quite a lot. I've been busy for the last so many weeks or so. Been meaning to get around to making a video, but just haven't really had the time to, really. But I will be making more videos. I've got more vinyl to show, got more cassettes and more CDs to show, and I will see you all very shortly in my next video. Take care for now. Bye for now.